Hello everyone, my name is Farangiz. I'm currently a teacher of Samarkand State Institute of Foreign Languages, the Department of English Language. So welcome to this page. Thanks for the like. Today, as you can see, we are going to talk about lesson planning. Okay, why we teach lesson planning? It's a very essential lesson for all students who are going to start their practical research in the school, for private schools, and for novice teachers who have no idea about lesson planning. Okay, let's start. Now, first of all, we cannot go directly to talk about lesson plan and what you can include in a lesson plan. It's better to talk about general ideas of lesson planning. When we talk about lesson plan, it's a kind of, we can consider it as a roadmap. So when I say a roadmap, which means it's a guideline. So it guides you throughout the whole lesson, where to stop, what to do in this phase, or what not to do in this phase, okay? So, and etc. Another point related to a lesson plan is details. So lesson plan is a kind of a details about what to teach and how to teach. It's called details. And something very essential related to a lesson plan is that gives you a confidence. When you go to a classroom teaching with a lesson plan, you feel confident. But if you go to a lesson without preparation or without knowing how to teach and what to teach, that will create a problem and a kind of a confusion and also anxiety while teaching. So this is very, very important. Now we know that lesson plan is a roadmap. It is details about how to teach and what to teach, and it's a confidence. And another essential thing that we should add is time management. So what is time management? Time management, when you prepare a lesson, you should manage the time. It's very important for managing the time while teaching a lesson, because at the end of the lesson, you haven't got another extra time. So pay attention to it. Okay, lesson plan is a roadmap. It's a details about how to teach and what to teach, and it's a confidence, and the last one, it's time management. Before prepare with a lesson plan, there are 3 useful things that you have to take into consideration. Number 1 is what we call objectives. What students are able to do at the end of the lesson is called objectives. Okay, so the next one is activities. So activities, which mean the activities you want to include in the lesson so as to help your students to achieve the goals of the lesson or to reach the objectives of the lesson. And the last one is assessment. So assessment is a kind of ways to check whether the objective were achieved or whether the activities were successful or not. You can check it from different ways, for example, throughout the quizzes, short quizzes at the end of the lesson, or exercises or 2-minute speech. It's up to you. It depends on your methods, okay? So those are 3 essential steps that you have to consider before preparing a lesson plan: objectives, activities, and assessment. We'll go back again to this in details, okay? So now, as you can see, this is the format of the lesson plan. It's very important to know this format. By the way, if you check on the internet, you may find different formats, but this is the most common one. The first one, you can see the date, yes, for example, 25th of February, for example. Then the class, yeah, the level of the class. It can be beginners, intermediate, advanced, it depends on your class. Okay, the next one is lesson. For example, you want to teach grammar or vocabulary, you should write here grammar or vocabulary and etc. Again and again, it depends on the class. Okay, the next one is topic. If you choose the lesson as grammar, in this case, you should write here, for example, it might be past simple or present simple. It depends on your class schedule. The next one is skills. Okay, skills are integrating in the class. So do you focus only in one skill or different skills? For example, if you target and involve only one skill, for example, reading, you should write here reading or writing, or reading or writing, speaking, listening, or you may write here integrating skills. If you want to mix all of them, you should write here, okay? Of course, you should write the objectives. Objective, for example, by the end of the lesson, students will be able to use past simple appropriately. Okay, the next, for example, the students will be able to distinguish or differentiate between affirmative form and negative form, yeah? Or you may say, if it's a vocabulary lesson, you may say, the students will be able to talk about environmental problems and etc. These are the objectives of the lesson that you want to achieve and that you think the objectives are achievable. So you should write here. Now the next one is materials. So materials are the means that you are going to use during the lesson. For example, it can be really pictures, PowerPoint presentations, even it can be textbook or worksheets and interactive board and so on. You should write here on materials. Okay, the first one, introductory stage. You can add here warming up, yeah, for example, get feeling, describing a picture. You may first of all warm up the lesson. You might warm up the lesson. When we talk about activities here, what you are going to do in the lesson, you can write them in paragraphs or in form of notes. For example, student will do exercises on worksheets. You might write fill in the gaps, multiple choice or paraphrasing again and again. It depends on topic and depends on skills. So write them on the form of notes. Okay. Now interaction or mode of work, that can be kind of group work, pair work, or individual work. You should write them here. And the last one is timing. You have state the time. For example, for warm-up activities, you should state 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You should write here, state here. Don't forget about it. You have to allocate specified time for each phase. The next one is assessment. So very simply, it means what you do to check your learners, whether the objectives were met or not. It can be kind of exercises, small questions, or small quizzes, yeah? And you should also pay attention to the participation and activeness of the students during the whole lesson. And the last one is homework. Homework, sometimes it is considered as non-pedagogical, so it's up to you to decide whether to give them to a students or not. And by the way, students don't like the home tasks. So this was a lesson planning. I hope you find this easy to learn and you find something beneficial for you here. So thank you for your attention. See you. Don't forget to subscribe.